Hello. So, I have had this for over a decade, and it is something that involves needing intuition when you go through these cards, because you can't just sit there and look at a card and say, oh, okay, well, this card came up, but I'm not sure if I understand it. You have to sit there and think what thought process you want to be in. What mindset are you putting yourself into before starting to pull cards? So I am going to start with a very general mindset, which is, what do I need to know about myself? Okay, a lot of people sit there and they start off with needing to pull cards on the collective, or what the feminine or masculine energy is. But you have to be able to also very much have a grounding for yourself in understanding what mind frame you are in. So as I'm shuffling these cards, I want to ask myself, what is it that I need to know about myself? Okay, so I had multiple cards that came out. And the first one is integration. Okay, there's a lot of things. Your Zen, okay, along with just balance. You need your light and your dark energy. And that is something that you need to constantly do, is integrate those two together. You can't sit there and look at something that is negative and say, oh, well, I shun you, because you're basically shunning yourself out. You're saying that there's a part of you that is wrong and you're not accepting it. But you need to be able to accept that. You need to sit there and say, okay, I acknowledge that this is here. This is part of it. So integration is a very huge deal when you go to pull cards. I know there's a little contradiction with religion in the Bible that talks about how it's evil and whatnot, but honestly, it's following your intuition. So don't come after me on that. Alright? Integration is a huge deal. You have to be able to sit there and analyze yourself, look at yourself, and integrate those things. Okay? Next one is upside down on new vision. Okay? I struggle with trying to sit there and how I'm going to express this to you guys, because I haven't done this on a video wise. Okay? Courage. It definitely takes courage, because I'm putting myself out there, and whether you like it or not, this is, it's a part of me. I'm intuitively led to sit there and express things through my thought process and through my actions. Okay, and I can't lie to myself about who I am. So I'm not going to sit there and lie to you guys about it either. Okay. Another one is postponement, upside down. Okay. I'm no longer postponing it. I'm jumping in and doing it. And the last one is no change. Okay. That is your wheel. Okay, it says no change, but for me, I'm not changing anything about myself. I'm just expressing it and putting it out there. So there is no change in showing who I am. But those are things that I needed to know. Okay. And other things that are coming up is abundance, upright. I have things that I am going to receive, and I also put myself in alignment. I put my mindset ready to sit there and knowing what I want and how I want to receive it, because what is meant for me is going to come to me. Abundance can be in your mindset. It can be in how you treat your children, how you treat your family, what kind of foods you eat, your health, your money, whether you're able to give more to people. Okay, abundance can be in any shape. Okay. Another one, upright, is understanding. I'm always going to push for myself to understand more, just as anyone should. If you are not pushing your intelligence, your ability to learn, you're going to stop thriving. There's no way around that. It's just the way it is. The last one is the fool. Okay? Sometimes things are a clean start. Someone that doesn't have a connection in it, or just more so a fresh start. And this is what I'm pushing for. One of the many things. Okay, because I want things to go in the right direction. But those are what I have pulled for myself. And if I wanted to sit there and ask for a clarification, okay, I have my own cards that I've written out. Okay, and you've seen other people who've done that too. If I'm going to ask, my ancestors, I'm going to ask God to sit there and if there's something that I'm missing on what I just explained, if I need clarification on something, please show me what I need to know. A lot of times we sit there and we think we understand what the clarification is, but sometimes we need to sit down and we need to think about what we think we understand, whether we are actually perceiving it right. Sometimes a perspective needs to change based on new information or remembering information that matters in a situation. So, okay, so this is what came out. Says, sorry, I'm using my own spit here. Okay, so first one that came out is courage. Okay, you already saw the other cards. Courage. It's taken me courage to sit there and do this. Okay, hero. I am learning to be my own hero as I evolve. Door. I am closing chapters. I am leaving stuff behind that belongs in the past. Don't be your own thief in your own story. Okay? Don't steal stuff from yourself. Okay? And this one is upside down. Walk away. I will have to sit there and get clarification on that one. Something that I guess that I'm supposedly not walking away from. Ancestors, God, please let me understand what it means by not walking away. Okay. I'm gonna spit again. Research. In other words, I need to take time to sit down and analyze what I'm going through. Twin souls. I need to consider what it is. Jealous. That is going to be a touchy subject for anyone. If there was something that I had to be jealous of, I'd actually have to think about that. Because I know it's not okay to sit there and to idolize what other people have. So that is going to be something I'm going to need to meditate on. This one is upside down. It says, if you're bragging, then you need to heal. Speaking your truth is not bragging. Know the difference. And that's upside down. This one is complete. I'm still going through a process. Change is something that is a transformation. It does not mean that something stops. It just means it transforms. Okay, this is Sagittarius. In other words, I am dealing with my emotions. I'm in union too with my emotions. Gemini in the negative. Okay. I need to learn the signs a little bit better. This one is stole. Next one is narcissistic traits. Choose to be who you want to be. Do not let other people tell you who you should be. And shadow. And shadow. So my video cut off, so I'm adding this in. You have to be able to integrate your shadow side. Just, you know, your yin, your yang, if I'm saying that correctly. Okay. You cannot be yourself without one or the other. Whether it's negative or positive, you have to be able to integrate both. And that just comes back around to the first part of the video. So, working on yourself, transforming, does not mean that something stops. It just means that you are changing it in one direction or another. And it's your job to guide it. I hope you guys have a good day. Love you.